G'day, Dick Seaman here. No one probes you harder, faster, longer.
My name is Areta Redeko, Tanara Motu Māngai Uhu Uhu Ransfield. Te kai hautu o te waka me te motu Aotearoa, New Zealand.
And I'm Patricia Tui McLeod, te kai hautu o te waka me te motu Aotearoa, New Zealand. Kia ora.
And what are we doing here today?
We have a problem in that the media won't print the story. We injuncted on the 17th of August 2005 the general election and all instrumentation of government or crown as state.
So you're saying they're ignoring your situation?
No, what we're saying is that we've gone and taken the injunctions now up to Supreme Court level. We've gone and we've gone and negated the ability for Sean Elias, the said Chief Justice of New Zealand, to be able to any longer have the right to answer the question as to the validity or not of the injunctions they imposed automatically and permanently on the 31st of August 2005.
Okay, so what's the history of your situation with how far back are you going? How can you start from the beginning?
Okay.
From the beginning, well, that goes right back to
Brenton Place.
Before Brenton Place. We were illegally evicted from our home. We actually went to the Court of Appeal, and then they went back to the tribunal after we took them all the way to the Court of Appeal. They had no actual appeal right because we actually beat them in the Court of Appeal. But what they did was they went back into the lower courts to the tribunal and had us terminated effectively again, and you can't terminate anything again which has already been terminated, so it was illegal termination.
It's what brought us here, really. But now we actually took these cases all the way up to the Court of Appeal, like what she says. We come back to the Tennessee Tribunal and it tips over the decision of the Court of Appeal. Right?
A lower court.
Hey, it's not even a court, it's a tribunal. And it turns over the Court of Appeal. Now, we've been seeing this all the way along for all this litigation. We've done a lot of litigation. We've covered many aspects and many areas. And from going for all this litigation, we've seen courts get tipped over by junior courts.
They actually have to break their own laws to beat us.
And
the main act that we go on is the English Laws Act of 1858, where they said that English laws started over the colony of New Zealand on the 14th of January 1840, and that actually predates the signing of the Treaty of Waitangi, which actually gave any authority. So to say that the English Laws Act or English law started before the Treaty of Waitangi is absolutely incorrect, and this is an argument that they don't want to have because they know they've already lost.
So what would you like to see happen now? From what would you like to see happen from now, basically?
Well, the conditions are that the powers, well, there are no powers that be really. It is actually the power now lies in Ngā Rohe o Te Motu, which is the tangata whenua.
we have gone and injuncted every minister of state in this land. That means it has no, that is, we injuncted it when it was first a candidate, and we injuncted it in its candidacy. It couldn't get to the general election because we had injuncted the general election. There is no legal minister presently residing at any stage at Parliament. There is no legal government employee in this land that is actually legitimate. This thing here is an illegal entity in its own right because it's part of a Crown instrument. And so we've injuncted everything. We've injuncted companies, we've injuncted all contracts.
So who out there would you like to hear what you're saying now, and what would you like them to do? Basically the ideal situation.
Basically the public the general public, whom I want to hear this, should go down into Parliament and they should rip out every person in there purporting to be a minister, because it has no legal right. There is a local body election coming up that will have no validity at all. It's all been injuncted, all of it. And so we would like the law to be seen to be done, is what we would like. As it stands at the moment, law doesn't work in this nation. It does, you can buy your way out, or you can simply ignore, or you can deny. Generally, if the truth is there, you should agree. But we've been waiting too long for people to agree. We've done too much in litigation, and so effectively we are looking to put Shana Elias into jail for the rest of her life with Sylvia Cartwright, whom should have represented you as the British subject. England has gone to Europe, people, and therefore you have no queen.
European Union.
European Union, and you have no queen. She has gone to Europe, and we have no contract with Europe. English Laws Act. When English laws said, English law began across this nation on the 14th January 1840, there was a full ceding of the full sovereignty of this nation back to Māori, notwithstanding the fact we signed the Treaty of Waitangi, because English Laws Act invalidated the treaty. Honour the treaty was wiped out way back on the 28th of May 1858, an 18-and-a-half-year-old teenager. And it then said that I had authority before I was even born. No, you didn't, teenager. You ceded the full sovereignty of this nation back to tangata whenua. We are kaiahautu, te kaiahautu o te waka me te motu Aotearoa New Zealand. We are the new sovereigns of this nation on behalf of you all. And we recognize tangata whenua because we have to. We also recognize Māori because we have to. We don't have to actually recognize a Pākehā, because such a thing can't exist, it being a British subject only. And everything that a Pākehā or a British subject has brought in automatically becomes a British subject. And so we have reverted back to the time before the signing of the treaty anyway. England has gone to Europe, and therefore no Treaty of Waitangi can any longer exist. We have already taken over the sovereignty of this nation. We have also put in through the High Court our new, what is it?
Constitution.
Our new constitution for this nation.
Electronic voting instrument.
We want to introduce electronic voting, and we want to introduce it into every household in this nation for the purposes of veto or endorsement on a daily basis. Any decisions finalised by any politician, however described, daily. If you should choose, you are entitled to also abstain from your vote. You see, why the said Chief Justice will not answer the injunctions is because we've got crimes of murder also in those injunctions against the Chief Justice. We've got war crimes against the said Governor General since its inception. We have war crimes against the British subject. These crimes have never yet been answered.
And we have war crimes against the Queen of England. And the Queen of England chose not to oppose. We have a letter in writing from the Secretary of the said Governor General.
We now see that law, for some unknown reason, cannot be imposed. And that's got to brush off. You know, really. If the law is not in existence in this nation, then that's what it is. We also have a